Let's talk a little bit about the animated GIF. The limitations of it is that it limits us to 256 colors. So right now we are actually in image mode RGB, which allows us to have millions of colors. But what you can do is actually index it ahead of time so you can get a preview of what that GIF file might actually look like by clicking image mode and index color. Okay, it's going to ask you to flatten the layer, so it's good to make sure that your file has been saved first. And click OK. Now, right away, what it does is it's defaulted now just to 16 colors. I'm going to hit Command plus and zoom in just a little bit. And obviously, 16 colors is not enough, so I'm going to bump that up to 256. Okay. Now, at 256, you can uncheck Preview and then check it back on, and you can see that by checking and unchecking, it's really can't really see any major change. You can go to click OK. Now what you are going to notice, it leaves it indexed. So there wasn't a major change there. It is totally destroying the colors that are actually on there because it's taking millions of colors and actually averaging them down to 256. But I've found that if you do this instead of the save for web, you get much better results. So now we have our panel and it's at 256 colors. I do want to go back to image mode, because actually you can go in and do save for web and devices there and just bypass. You don't need to convert back. And you notice that once you're inside of here, okay, that it's not bad. You do have some really nice colors here. It doesn't look actually all that bad. You're at 33K, relatively small. Okay, now this is my original source file, so it's got a lot more information that I need. But the colors, which is the most important part, are really okay. You see you're at 256 colors here. You would notice that if you do drop these down, okay, now you're beginning the compression, okay, that you are going to start noticing just a lot more effects happening down inside of here. Okay, now if you see nothing here, like it doesn't really look too bad, you can keep dropping those down. So a little bit at a time. Let's go to 4 colors. There we go. Down here, oh, I was looking at the wrong one. That's where the changes are taking place. Let's go back up to 128 there. So, and then what you want to do is basically take a look at that. At 128, no real major changes, a little bit along the legs there, but that's what you want to really go through and check. So let's go to 4 up there. You can see though, going to 128 colors, it went from 330K down to 8K, so quite a bit smaller there. And you have to ask yourself, am I willing to compromise? So in this case here, let's go back up to 256. Looks like we're at 9K. This is the original file here, 9K. Not bad. I think saving 1K is really not that big a deal. Now once again, I can't hit my play animation button here if this was an animated GIF file, so I'm going to go ahead and escape out of here. We're still indexed here. You can switch the mode back to RGB. Okay, so now you're in RGB, but which is millions of colors, but that's already been indexed. So you'll find that if you do your save for web, okay, you notice that hey, the colors now, even though we're set to GIF, are really not bad at all. I'm going to escape out of there, and then remember, due to our limitations of the recording here, I did create a screenshot of that bottom of the screen there. I'm going to tab off, and remember down here, if you went into the animation and created an animation for this particular GIF here, like that earlier one we did, here's where you set your looping options to loop continuously. You can also hit your play and preview it. So this is pretty user friendly. You guys can go through this on your own and make all those changes and corrections there. When you're ready, you can go ahead and hit save. Okay, so quite a bit of stuff on this particular screen, but it's definitely user friendly and not too difficult to figure out. Back to our source file there. Want you to definitely escape out of our full screen view, and this is very important also because you do need to make sure that you are in RGB. I'm going to image mode and go back into index colors to 256, and you should always use 256 because that's the maximum allowed. If you notice, a lot of your filters are not active. A lot of things are hidden and are not eligible under the index view mode. or index color mode. So if you do need to get back into some of these, you can go ahead and convert back. But I do want you to note that when you index the color, you did take millions of colors and reduce it to 256. Going back, image mode RGB will not give you millions of colors. It leaves it at 256. So the most important thing is once you index it once, make sure you save it as a different version. In this case, I'll go call it version 6 and then underscore indexed. So that way I know that this is not an original file, this has been an index file that was reduced. So that wraps up the animated GIF. Let's go on to our next lesson.